Hello, everybody. Welcome. So, we're going to do another episode of Tarot After Dark tonight. Look at your current situation. What are the energies that you're currently dealing with? What's going on with the person that you've been dealing with? What's that situation looking like? We have a moon in Scorpio as I'm filming this, and the moon is waxing full. She'll be full in Sagittarius in just a few days. So a Scorpio moon, a waxing Scorpio moon can be bringing up a lot of intensity, like emotionally, and it can definitely heighten your psychic abilities, and your intuition. So let's see what we have for the overall energy. We've got the Hermit here, which came out in the last reading that I did. And it really is just talking about two people being at a distance from each other, where there is a distance between the two of you. It's where somebody may even be in that place of avoidance, avoiding you, or you're avoiding them. We have the Eight of Cups in the reverse. So when the Eight of Cups is reversed, it does talk to me about a situation where somebody's walked away in search of that ninth cup. But when it's in the reverse there, it talks to me about somebody who is kind of thinking about how they may come back around. And I feel like with the Hermit there being upright, there is a lot of soul searching inside of that card and a lot of contemplation, maybe even some healing for this person. And I feel like whatever kind of ninth cup they were in search of, it may have been where the grass wasn't greener on the other side. So we have the Knight of Swords, which also came out in the last reading that I did. And I've really been working with this deck a lot. So there's no reason for us to get the same cards other than we're still in that energy. That is the Gemini energy. And we have Jupiter at the very end of Gemini. So it feels like this person wants to come forward, like they want to take the initiative like a Knight of Swords would and come in. They're eager to do it. But I'm feeling with the Hermit, they're really pulling themselves back from doing that because they haven't quite figured out what to say. And because we have the Star there in the reverse. So there's kind of this energy, could be dealing with a Virgo, with a Gemini, with an Aquarius. There is this feeling that I'm getting that somebody feels like they've lost some hope. Okay. They don't know if this situation can be repaired or not, with the Star card being in the reverse. And we have the Four of Wands with the Tower. So it's talking about a few things. The Tower here is like a literal house of cards. And this could be like even you, because you're watching tarot readings. And it's where lightning struck, there was something shocking, some kind of sudden energy that came in, and the relationship came crumbling down. The other thing that I'm seeing is that with this person, we have the Six of Wands there at the bottom and the Ace of Pentacles. So there might have been some other opportunity that they went out in search of, something else that they were pursuing. And that house of cards fell. So that whatever that thing is, it's not there anymore. And at first it may have felt like there was like they were feeling victorious, like they were feeling really good about themselves. And it might have felt like it was something solid, but it actually wasn't. I'm hearing it was like a fool's gold situation. So let's keep going. I'm not going to spend too long on this tonight. But I want to see what this person is doing inside of the Hermit energy. What are they doing inside of this Hermit energy? So we have the Hierophant there. Interesting. That's the Taurian energy. And we just had Venus move into Taurus. And we still have Uranus, the planet of shock and disruption, at the very end of Taurus. So it's like, I think that they're actually understanding right now what they've lost, and that what they've lost was actually quite valuable. And it may have been because it's like this earth energy, Virgo, Taurus. I just saw 444 on the timestamp. It's interesting. We're seeing like the Pope there, and he's in the confessional and he's yawning because nobody's coming in to confess anything. And we're seeing all of these bananas. So it's almost like maybe they slipped on a banana peel. You know, some situation that they got themselves into was actually quite slippery. And with the priest there, or the Pope, the Hierophant, kind of there waiting for somebody to come into the confessional, I feel that that actually represents, like, with that Knight of Swords, how would they come forward and like explain what happened to you? So it's almost like they're trying to figure out how to do that. Interesting, right? Anyway, so it's like something deconstructed, something fell apart. They're definitely, with the star there, it's like I feel like they are wishing for your energy in their life, because the star is the ultimate healing. And in the star card, it's also where we are our most vulnerable self, because she's naked. Like her and the World card, they're the two naked women, where it's like they know that if they come forward towards you, they're going to have to really be authentic and transparent. The other thing that's happening astrologically, there's so much, but Venus and Taurus will be squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Oh no, it's not squaring, it's opposing. It'll be making an opposition. So Venus and Taurus opposite Pluto, I'm sorry, squaring, opposite Pluto in Aquarius. And this is where, you know, people are, there's going to be a lot of tension with relationships and connections, with things around money. And it's kind of like in how we're aligned with the Aquarian energy, which is like groups of people. It's like things around rebellion, and it is like stripping off our clothes and being very vulnerable and authentic. So there's something around that where I feel that they actually have something to confess to you. It could be a confession of what they're realizing your value and your worth really is. And I think that that's really scaring them, and in some way they're losing hope, or they don't have the wherewithal to come forward and express to you what's been happening, what's been going on. In some ways, it's like they may be really afraid of the vulnerability. This fell out over the star card, and we have the Two of Pentacles there in the reverse. And it's like, I feel with this person, because this deck is a little bit naughty, so I won't like show you the pictures for too long, but it's where there is a nod to like a masculine energy kind of being, what's the word, overpowered by two feminines. And like they're kind of in a place of submission there. So it's like they feel like if they came forward, then they would have to almost submit to you. You could be dealing with someone who has more of that alpha energy about them. With the Hierophant, like they may believe in like very kind of traditional roles, and you could be dealing with a feminine as well, and she's just more of like that alpha type of female. So I'm feeling, again, there's something about vulnerability that really scares this person, and there's something about them like submitting to you, and that's something that's difficult. And over these two energies, again, we get the Hermit for the second time. And that's a crash test dummy riding alone on like a bus or a subway. And it is where I think that they have a fear that if they're honest, if they're vulnerable, if they just come forward with courage, like a Knight of Swords would, that they're going to find themselves like in some kind of a crash, like they'll crash out, or they'll look stupid, or they'll look like, I'm hearing the word simp, like they don't want to look like a simp. I think you're really dealing with that kind of misplaced or displaced alpha energy, where they're not realizing that it's actually like their own vulnerability that makes them strong. So they have these very kind of maybe outdated ideas around relationship, around the role between a man and a woman. And I feel, that's something that's been ingrained in them from childhood. It could be something more religious in nature or something around their culture. It could be a cultural thing. So we have the Knight of Cups with Temperance and the Three of Pentacles. And it really, I'm feeling here, because here's a nun and she's kind of like doing a bong hit, right? And the Knight of Cups there is opening up a door and he's saying, I'm back, bitches. So it's kind of like I feel like their wish right now would be that they could just reopen the door and that the two of you could just get back to the way that it was and they wouldn't have to really talk about all of this stuff. And with the Three of Pentacles there's all of these eyes I'm noticing in this card. It may be where they don't want to talk about the third party situation or the other energy that kind of like disrupted this. When I saw that Ace of Pentacles, I'm like, there was another energy. And it's almost like, they just wish that they could come in, but they feel very exposed and they don't want to feel exposed. There's something about you that makes them feel very exposed, and they really don't like that. So I feel that that's why they're in a state of avoidance, but I can tell you that this person really isn't happy. They may be happy in other areas of their life, but they're really not happy. That Eight of Cups in the reverse, it's a deep unhappiness. It's somebody who's deeply discontent right now. And that's why they're in the Hermit. So I like that the Hermit was the first card out, because that is a place where somebody can be like extra reflective around these things. And with this transit of Venus through Taurus, I think it actually is going to be good for this person. So let's get some additional messages. All right, yeah, we have changes will be made, and it's somebody getting very aligned. And it's literally like the same card as this Hermit. So you can see she's in lotus position. Same thing here. So I feel like that's what Spirit's really saying. Like, changes will be made. This person is working on getting realigned. It's never over. And we have the pendulum there. So this person could be like really struggle with their own extremes. So maybe that's something that they're afraid of. Like, when they're in a commitment, they really do go all in. When they fall in love, they actually fall really, really hard. So the other aspect of them would be like that very detached, avoidant type of energy that would swing in the other direction, where they're coming back to balance. It has that energy of temperance. And this is a cycle that they continually go through. It's never over. So they're like, I've been through this before. So that's giving them some type of self-awareness around the situation, where they're like, there's some remembrance of this. Like, I've done this before. This is a pattern for me. So I do feel this person is really working on getting balanced right now. If that helps you at all. Someone is unhappy. I told you. Somebody is unhappy, and it's like they may even be sort of waving the white flag. Like, if you're getting some kind of messages from your guides or some kind of I'm hearing they're sending out smoke signals, like they are not happy right now with the way that this has gone. With they're not happy with this pattern, but they're learning a lot. Lessons are being taught. So this person is actually really learning a lot through this. And what they're learning about is like commitment, what that means, that it actually is a part of their destiny. Maybe it's not in the way that, their parents had a commitment, or your parents had a commitment, or great grandparents, or whatever. It may be something more Aquarian in nature. It's something that may be a little bit different, a little bit more unconventional. But I think that's what they're reflecting upon. And I think those are some of the questions that they're really asking themselves, is like, what does that deeper commitment look like? I don't want to just be like a mindless kind of drone. I think you're dealing with a person who is a bit more complex in nature. They're not like, it's not like a what you see is what you get. I think in some ways you are dealing with a dreamer. With the Knight of Cups being there, this person is like a quintessential kind of dreamer. They may be a very creative person. With the Hermit energy, it's also where somebody's routine could be very important to them. So on one hand, they are like a pendulum. On one hand, they like the routine, they like the structure, but on the other hand, they have that dreamer quality. It's the Pisces Virgo axis that we saw in the last reading. It's so interesting. So they're doing some inner work right now. I will tell you that they're doing some inner work. What do they want you to know? We got the World card at the bottom of the other deck, which is telling me the two of you really do have unfinished business and it's not over yet. What do they want to say to you? What would they like you to know? What do they want to say to you? Okay. I left you before you could leave me, and that could have been them kind of disconnecting if you felt like they were really disconnecting from you. They're saying that they lost themselves for a little while. You were the best thing in my life, and I want to feel that way again. Bottom of the deck, I left you before you could leave me. I bury myself in work for you. I bury myself in work to forget you. And that's that kind of Virgo, even Taurus energy. You know, they're focused on things in the physical world, the things that you can see, feel, and touch, their day-to-day routine. What else does this person want you to know right now? Whatever situation they were dealing with, that was kind of outside of you, I do feel that it's ended. It brought them a lot of conflict. I feel like it was actually very disruptive for them, that situation. It was very disruptive for their soul. And it came down very, very quickly. So we have the Five of Cups in the reverse. And what this is telling me here is that this person is actually feeling their feelings right now. Like, I feel like they may be coming out of a place of avoidance here. And they're actually like dealing with the emotions that are left behind, the emotions that they're processing. I feel, you know, they've been very sad about this. For some of them, they could even, you know, have felt very numb for a while there, but I feel they're sort of coming out of that, and there's like nothing that they can really do to avoid it anymore. They've tried everything, and that's just not working for them. So some of them could have been in a place where like they were numbing the emotions, feeling anything by drinking, you know, smoking weed, like whatever. And but there is something, they are very aware of like all eyes being on them. They don't want to be seen in a bad light right now. Like there's some part of them that has to maintain a certain quality and integrity of life. So that's like important to them. But with the Five of Cups being there in the reverse, it's like I feel like they're not avoiding their feelings anymore, that they're actually beginning to feel them. And this person could be, they could still be in a place where they are drinking, smoking weed, whatever they may do. It could be food, it could be shopping, it could be gambling, whatever that is. So we have the Page of Swords. And I think what they're saying here is that they're figuring out, you know, how to come to you and how to talk to you. I think some of you, you may really be getting a message from this person or communication coming in from this person. The King of Rings, and the Six of Cups. So it really is about them, I feel, coming back into their body, because I feel that they've even been disconnected a bit from their body. And that's why the Hermit is now upright for them. And that's why they're actually feeling things. So the King of Pentacles, you know, he is very pragmatic. So they're thinking about this still in a more kind of logical way. But the Cups energy is there and they're making progress. Changes will be made from the Five of Cups to the Six of Cups. Like how they can come forward in a way that feels very grounded and has a plan and is very, very solid to come forward towards you. And they are going to do that. That's what I'm feeling. So if you're watching this, that's the message that's coming forward for you, that this person really does want to come towards you in a direction that's very positive, with the Chariot being there in the upright at the bottom and the Strength card being there underneath the Chariot. So I feel that they're doing the inner work right now. That's what I will say. Anyway, I hope that this was helpful. If you like this, please do subscribe. Please hit the like button. It really does help me out a lot. Leave a comment or send me an email if there's anything that I can do for you. If you'd like to inquire about a personal session, I'm going to be running specials. So definitely send me an email if you want to know what those are. And I will see you all soon. Take good care. Namaste.